Alice, get the cat.
No, we're not frozen. It's time for the family meeting for August. It is late in August because so many things are going on. Lots of busy stuff. Once again, Blake is joining me as your beloved host.
What's up? Good to see everybody.
I was just waiting for you to say something.
Oh, I waited.
We're also joined by a lurker over my shoulder. My lovely wife, Jennifer.
Hello.
Thank you so much for your support on Patreon. If you're watching live, feel free to hit up the live chat, answer any questions that you want to, the way you want to answer them. If you're watching later, feel free to hit up the chat as well. You may just not see it until you leave a comment on the video, but all these are available to you at your level of support anytime you want them. So, Blake, what's on the schedule for tonight?
Well, we are going to start with some welcomings, and I'm going to hit you with the hard questions here.
Oh, okay.
I will ask a probing question, but feel free to decline. I won't do like Tom Brady did today and got asked the same question over and over again until he left the interview.
Right.
You have been very coy about some upcoming projects.
Yes.
Is there any scraps of information you can tell us in the honored chat? You know, this will only be to a few people, that the sacred, supporters.
Yeah, for one of them, maybe.
Okay.
One of them I have to keep pretty tight-lipped, although I can throw a scrap. I guess the scrap would be you'll know a week from Thursday.
A week from
Thursday. One of those projects will launch, and it will be a surprise to everyone except for you. So hopefully it'll be a little bit of surprise for you as well. And then the other one, we are doing, my radio partner and I are looking at launching in November a live video show. So we're going to stream live every morning and have some fun doing that. So we're getting set up for that and really excited.
Hence the new camera. Aaron has a new camera, if you could not tell.
I'm not using it now. I was going to use it. One Life Son says, hey guys. Hey, One Life. Glad you could join us. I was going to try to use it for this, but it doesn't quite work that way, and it's not quite fully set up. So anyways, just went with the basic one for this. But my wife would like to speak.
I would like to say I've seen sneak peeks of that live show that Aaron and his co-host are doing, and it looks amazing.
Oh, cool.
She's seen sneak peeks of the other project too, but she can't say anything about that.
All right. I lied. I'll ask one last question. Does the other project involve you collaborating with anyone else, or is it just an Aaron project?
It is not just an Aaron project.
All right, that's what I thought. All right, I'll leave it at that. I don't want to put you in a bind.
No, you're good.
All right. Well, if we don't have any questions in the chat, we'll move on to our monthly topic of the month.
Yeah.
All right. So families have favorites. What are some of your favorite movies, or I even open up to TV shows that you champion despite everyone else disliking them? No matter, just you put the hate blockers on, the stiff arm out. It's awesome. I'm not saying it's not like you get Twitter wars with people, but if someone says this is terrible, you're like, no, it's not terrible.
Yeah, I know there are some that I get in conversations with. I like Your Choice. That's one of mine as well. So you're not totally alone on that. That island, but I think Passengers is a good movie, and I know a lot of people think it's awful, so that's definitely one for me.
I saw that in the movie theaters 4 times. I have never gone to a movie 4 times ever.
Wow, you really liked it.
I just kept wanting to show people. An ethical dilemma just hooks me, and then I'm like, what do you think about it? What do you think about it? What do you think about it?
Right. No, I'm totally with you. But I can't think of any others off the top of my head, unless Jen can. Jen, do you know any movies that I like that nobody else seems to?
It does seem like there was a little bit of backlash that you defended was La La Land.
Yeah, but a lot of people love La La Land.
Well, yeah, but that's because Aaron is wrong on that one. La La Land
stop it. La La Land is amazing.
Oh, man.
One of the best movies ever made.
Well,
Let me see. There's probably not one in my top 100, right? Like it's certainly something that
Yeah, I can't imagine anything being in there that's
most
not.
people don't like wouldn't have made it up that high on my list. But I know there are plenty that I enjoy um that other people don't. But I can't think of anything right off the top of my head. So
There's probably one you don't everybody else.
no, it's probably about the same.
Any TV shows by chance?
Uh,
I guess TV shows are less polarizing normally.
yeah, normally. Yeah, all the ones that I would say are ones that people have kind of come around on. There was a show called Selfie that I really liked that got canceled. People are now starting to pick it up. What's the one? Star Trek-ish show that just came out?
The Orville?
The Orville was one that a lot of people kind of dissing on to start off with, but have come around on. So yeah, I'm pretty boring in that way.
Well, all right then. Well, I've already said mine. We can move on to some unsolved mysteries.
Lynn agrees with us in the chat, by the way, that Passengers gets hate it doesn't deserve.
Lynn, I knew you were good people.
That's right.
As Denzel Washington would say in Two Guns. Has there ever been a movie poster that has spoiled something for you, like a trailer has? And if not, what's like a trailer you've seen this year after seeing the movie that was the most egregious so far? We got 8 months in, so hoping there's been one that you were just like, can't believe they put that in the trailer.
That's all of them. The posters, no. I don't think I've ever seen a poster. Was there one you were thinking of? I can't think of a poster that spoiled stuff.
No, I can't say a specific one, but like Infinity War, Star Wars 8, I remember people pointing out stuff after the movie, and I was like, oh, whoa, totally. But
yeah, I've found almost all of the trailers from this summer's movies to be egregious. Ant-Man, Mission Impossible, they all give stuff away visually, contextually from further in the film, and many of them have stuff that's not even in the movie, which is even worse for me sometimes. If I happen to have seen it, so
I was of the camp that was a good thing because then I could see the feel of the movie without having to see the movie. Until on Spider-Man: Homecoming, they do that amazing shot of Iron Man and Spider-Man going through the city, and that wasn't in the movie, and I can never let that go. That really made me mad.
Right. Well, and if you're looking at it how I look at it, which is that the trailers spoil things not just plot-wise, but visually, like that my brain, because I'm a puzzle maker and I'm trying to put pieces together, is always trying to fit the out-of-context things from the trailer into the movie. And until they do, I'm distracted. Well, if there's something in the trailer that's never in the movie, I'm distracted the entire time wondering where it's going to be and how I missed it or where it was, or, like it's just my brain works that way. And so that's part of the main reason I don't watch trailers, is because, I don't want my brain to be engaged in puzzle making instead of just watching a story.
Horror movies are the worst at it because I can be like, oh, that person, they're not going to die yet. They haven't got to this scene, or, oh, I didn't see him past that scene.
Right.
I bet they're going to bite it soon. Well, the next one, last time we talked about catching up on some Jim Carrey. And
what'd you watch?
I ended up watching Liar Liar, and I really liked it. Jim Carrey is like so out there. I mean, it's like controlled chaos almost is what I kind of summed it up to. But I really liked it.
If I remember correctly, you hadn't seen hardly any of the Jim Carrey library, right?
Like maybe 2.
Was Ace Ventura one of them?
Yeah, I've never seen that.
See, so you don't even know how out of control Jim Carrey is. Like, if you go, Liar Liar is subdued Jim Carrey. When Liar Liar, no, you just wait. When Liar Liar came out, the response was, oh, Jim Carrey can take it down a couple notches and actually act. So I'm telling you, if you go back and watch the first one, Ace Ventura, the first Ace Ventura, in The Mask, you will see the insanity that is Jim Carrey. Like, and it's so hilarious. But
That's funny that you say The Mask, because after I saw Liar Liar, I kept telling people Jim Carrey needs to play the Joker. Jim Carrey needs to play the Joker. He'd be a great Joker. And they said, well, he already did The Mask. And I said, well, what's The Mask?
well, and he was already the Riddler in one of the Batman movies too. So,
wow, I can't believe he turned it down in Liar Liar. It's hard to imagine him being crazier than that.
Well, then even a little more, he's been able, he's subdued it even more with like a Truman Show and Eternal Sunshine and those kind of things. So, he's kind of found that nice rhythm. But yeah, when he busted out, that's why he blew up, is just because nobody had ever seen anybody that on in that way before. So I'd highly recommend, just for reference, checking out Ace Ventura, the first Ace Ventura. And it is really funny. It may be out of date by now. It may feel a little dated at this point, but it's an incredible persona. So,
man, yeah, that's like blowing my mind. I almost might have to call you a liar, saying he's more unhinged than those.
Not until you watch Ace Ventura.
If you had to pick your favorite Jim Carrey movie, what would it be?
Oh, it's Truman Show.
Truman Show. Okay, yes, yeah. So far.
Absolutely. Truman Show is number 13 in my top 100. There's only 12 movies I like better than Truman Show.
Dang.
Yep.
Well, question on the fly then.
Yeah.
Of your top 100, is there any movie that you can remember being in your like top 10 or top 20, moving down like 10 or so spaces at one time ever? Because I would imagine at this point that list is pretty solid. Like it's like tectonic plates amounts of movement.
I actually keep a spreadsheet.
Why does that not surprise me a bit?
Let me pull that up and I can tell you. Some of the big movements that have happened, but I've been doing a top 41 list, and now that's top 100, but it was at one point top 41 since 2001. So for the last 17 years, I've been updating every year that list.
Your list can buy lottery tickets next year.
That's right. Yes. So yeah, I think, let's see if I can find one with a high number that's dropped quite a bit. I had Up, the Pixar movie Up, in my top 10 the year it came out of all time. I had it like at number 9, and that's since dropped down to 20. So
it Up went down.
Up went down. Let's see what else. Yeah, and sometimes when I rewatch something, then I move it back up or down, just kind of depending on how it feels. Let's see. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou? I originally had as high as 24, and now it sits at 55. So
that is a pretty big drop. Still pretty high up though.
Yeah.
For a guy that sees as many movies as you, that's what you should have somewhere on if this was a public list, or maybe is it a public list? Yeah, right.
I mean, I try to make it public, every year.
Because you could put a like top 100 out of, that'd make it even more impressive.
The first year I did the list, Contact. You know the movie Contact?
Don't.
Contact is Jodie Foster. It's kind of an alien encounter type movie. Really good. I had it in my 10th favorite movie of all time when I started this list. It is now at 98. So,
ooh, just holding on.
Holding on to the top 100. Yeah. And there are some that were in the top 10 that aren't even on the list anymore. Searching for Bobby Fischer used to be in my top 10, and that's not on the list anymore. So, yeah, just kind of adjust. Lynn says, how often do you make list adjustments after each week's movies, or like monthly? For my best ever list, I just do it every end of every year. So I'll do an update in January for the previous year's movies when I do my best of the year kind of thing.
Ooh, all right. Last list question.
Sure.
What's the in most recent years? What's the one that just at the end of the year jumped the highest? Like something that you saw that year and it jumped all the way to like 30 or maybe 20.
Like
Maybe
debuted
even
the highest?
like at the end of the year, let's say 2016, that year ended, and you had a movie that you saw that year that when you were adjusting your rankings went all the way up to like 30 or 20 even. Does that ever happen in the past few years? Because I would
Like
imagine that would be
the highest jump that a movie has ever done?
yeah, the highest like first jump after seeing it that year.
Well, there's two things I can't distinguish what you're asking. Are you asking the highest I ever ranked a movie its debut year, or are you asking the most a movie
Yeah. The
ever
debut
made
year.
in
Yeah.
one year?
Yeah, the debut year. Like you saw it that year, you're adjusting your rankings that year, and it goes from, it's never been in there to boom, 20-ish or 30-ish.
All right. Well,
It's on a list that size and that
Passion of the
old.
Christ. The year I saw it, entered the list at number 20. Currently sits at 34. Let's see. How to Train Your Dragon entered my list at 25.
Oh,
The year
dang.
it came out. Let's see. Signs entered my list at number 11 the year it came out. So that might be the answer. I don't know that anyone's debuted higher than that. The Incredibles debuted at number 13 the year it came out.
Where's it at now?
It is currently at number 8.
Oh, it's moved up.
It has moved up. Yep.
Lord of the Rings is in there.
No, Lord of the Rings was already out when I started the list in 2001. And it's been in my top 5 ever since then. But it's actually last year was the lowest I've ever ranked Lord of the Rings.
Oh, wow. Man, my wife told me she didn't really like the first Incredibles all that much. She was just okay with it, and I said, "Don't ever tell anyone that. Keep that a secret." All right. Well,
don't mention to people.
Yeah. Our next question is, I feel like this has got to be the hardest "What are you going to watch next year?" question ever, because next year is going to be a great year, or at least a lot of anticipation. You got Star Wars 9 and Infinity War in front of you.
Mhm.
One of them is going to evaporate. Wink, wink, for those who haven't seen. The other one, you get to pop in your DVD player right now and watch. What do you pick?
So it's not just that I get to choose one of them to see right now. The other one goes away and I never see it.
Oh, that's a great addendum, but I'm not that cruel. No, just
because you said it disintegrated. So
yeah, I was mostly doing that for the joke. Yeah,
All right.
you get to see one now, and then the other one you have to wait on.
Well, then that is easy. That is Star Wars. That will always be Star Wars.
What? How? Why?
I love Star Wars. I was a fan of Star Wars when I was 5. The Marvel thing started when I was an adult. Like it's a different world.
Aren't there more questions though that you're dying to know from Infinity War?
Yeah, there are, but I'll see it when it comes out later. If it's not going away, I'm watching Star Wars right now, man.
If it was going away, would that have changed your choice?
Absolutely.
Oh, so you would have picked.
If it was going away, I might have to pick Infinity War because I do really want to know all the unanswered questions.
Man, gosh, you surprised me. I was expecting you to do the very diplomatic one and be like Star Wars because Infinity War would get to me sooner because it has a much higher release date. But
that's just a bonus.
Yeah, I gotta go Infinity War. Man, I don't know. I guess that just surprised me. I always expect people to say Star Wars.
Star Wars is in my blood. Infinity War is just it's just movies.
Man, don't Kevin Feige, put your earmuffs on. Broke his heart. All right, this next one. This one makes me quiver with fear.
Wait, can I ask you something before we move on? How old were you when the first Iron Man came out?
Freshman in high school, and I actually just rewatched Iron Man 1 and 2 this weekend.
Okay, so the Marvel stuff is going to be more for you, like what the Star Wars stuff is for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's in. I mean, high school is a little bit older, and I don't know if there's any kind of property that was huge for you, like when you were in grade school and stuff. But there's just something about that that just, soaks into you.
Well, I got lucky, and most people might say I got unlucky, but I'm not a prequel hater. I saw the first episode 1, whatever, by number when I was 5.
Yeah.
So I actually was raised on the prequels, so I got a good Star Wars ascension.
Yeah, but
as
it had
well.
already been going. You know what I mean? Like it had already been going.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, I hear you. All right, now you can move on. I just wanted to ask.
All right, so this next one, I think everyone knows at this point, MoviePass has gone up and down, up and around a million times over, but now AMC A-List came out. So with all of your years of experience with movies, do you foresee AMC A-List staying, even if MoviePass dies? Like, will AMC ride it out, or were they just using that to kill MoviePass? Because I'm terrified that AMC A-List might just go away in a year or two.
They've guaranteed a year.
Okay.
They've guaranteed a year at current prices too. So we know it's not going anywhere for a year. We have another local theater that has a beta test for their program, Alamo Drafthouse, and so I think you'll see more and more theaters exploring it. It will go away if it's not profitable for AMC, but I cannot imagine, with the fact that they're with MoviePass, they weren't necessarily keeping that entire audience to themselves. But if they have, I think the last number I saw was 750,000 subscribers already to AMC.
It's rising.
So, 750,000 people who are just going to your theater, just eating at your concession stand. That's a whole different ball game. Like that's a whole new thing. So I think, and also the price is enough that, it offsets, it's twice as much as MoviePass was, even a tad more if you got a deal. So I think I'm not scared that they're going away. I don't know how they could. I don't know how you can look at the box office a year after MoviePass, and that anybody who's in the movie distribution business doesn't go, oh, this is the future. This is the way we have to do it, because this is how people will come see movies. So.
I didn't consider that one point, which I think might be the most important until you just said it. Most towns have 2 theaters, 2 competing theaters, and then you lock yourself into AMC.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Allison drive 40 minutes to get to an AMC when we have a Regal that's 20 minutes away. So double the length of time. Man, that's a good point. I hope they stay. Man, I've saved a lot of my.
Lynn in the chat says she's been trying Cinemia, which I've talked about before, which is basically the same as MoviePass, but less. You can see less movies.
Mm-hmm.
She says it's worked okay for her so far. So that's another. Their business plan is a little more profitable. Business model is a little more profitable. So. Or sustainable, I should say. So yeah, Cinemia is the way to go if you want to be able to choose which theater you go to, and you only see like 3 or 4 movies a month. So
yeah, hopefully a lot of them will survive because that gives us multiple chances.
Somebody will. When the hunger is there like that, somebody will figure out how to make money off that.
It's crazy that MoviePass was the first to market, had all those subscribers, and then they just tanked. I've never seen a company downturn so hard.
Yeah. Well, when they were offering that for $10 a month, everybody was like, well, that's not going to last. You know what I mean? Like it just made no sense. When every single person using your product is costing you 4 times what they're paying you, it's just,
Oh, I saved at least $900 with that thing for the year I had it.
And you are one of, what they ended like 2-3 million subscribers to MoviePass. If each of them just saved $100, that's billions of dollars that they lost.
And not to be too braggadocious, but I could write down at least 20 names of people that I got on MoviePass. Like I was riding that train hard, and then they turned down. Yeah, well, good. I'm glad that you brought up some.
It's almost unusable now, and I don't know if they're going to bring it back or what, but. We've been having that conversation, what we want to do and what we want to use.
Oh, I cut my cards up. I thought I'd make a big deal out of it. It was funny, but Your point on them exclusively keeping you at their theater is such a great point. And if concessions go up, then might be locked in.
We have an AMC in town, but it's almost our least favorite theater. You know,
Ooh.
so the AMC thing is not appealing to us.
No recliner chairs?
They have recliner chairs, but they also have little crawling maggoty insects that drop on your head from the fans. So
That was not what I was expecting. There's a lot of movie grievances.
I would be more
Oof.
careful in saying that if it hadn't happened to the woman sitting behind me. If I hadn't picked an actual maggot out of her hair.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure it was not there before we went to the
Yes, I'm certain. Well, we heard stories after that it happened to other people as well, and they closed down for 2 weeks after that. But it's not our favorite place to go. So,
man, I've got two great AMC's in my area, but on movie stories, I went to see Mile 22 yesterday, and the dude next to me picks up my soda, and like I have enough time to think I'm gonna let this happen because it'll be a funny story. Takes a big sip and goes, "Oh, sorry." But you know, I think a maggot falling on my head would be worse. So
that reminds me of the time I was standing at the counter at McDonald's and eating fries, you know, from what I thought was my order.
Oh. Oh gosh.
And then eventually somebody else took the order, and I just kind of went, "What?" Like, oh, I guess mine's coming next.
Golly, that's so funny. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So suffice to say, we haven't been back there since, and the AMC thing is not appealing to us. So,
man, that's a bummer. I'm pretty much brand loyal exclusive to AMC now that they got this A-list. And I went to
paying for A-list. Why wouldn't you be? That's what I'm saying. I don't think it'd be a bad thing for them.
Yeah. Well, when I was a big Carmike guy beforehand, that was the only place I ever went to when I had the choice. But AMC changed their popcorn recipe. It's not even really that good anymore.
I don't like popcorn.
Oh, you kill me with that, Aaron.
I'm a morning show host who doesn't like coffee and a movie reviewer who doesn't like popcorn. Like, what is wrong with me?
All right, hang on. Let's get the lie detector test. Does he tell him the truth? Is he just messing with us?
telling you the truth.
Gosh, you're blowing my mind again, Aaron. Just a paradox.
Yep.
Oh, well, you're also a movie reviewer that doesn't see trailers.
Just call me Double Surgeon. I'm a paradox. All right.
Oh gosh. Well, speaking of the movies that are coming up, September 7th, we've got Peppermint and The Nun. A lot of these haven't gotten much buzz at all, so I don't know how much you'll know of any of these since you don't see trailers.
No, I'm looking at the list for September, and I don't think I know a single one of these other than The Predator, because I'm assuming it's a Predator movie.
I think you are correct on that, man.
So yeah, I'm totally lost on all that stuff.
Well, then we'll kind of just breeze through them. Then, like Simple Favor has Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively. It looks good. The Nun looks scary.
Anna Kendrick, Blake Lively sounds good. That's a good pairing.
It looks like another. What was it? Ben Affleck, not Girl on the Train. It was 2014 mystery.
Gone Girl.
Yes, it looks like another Gone Girl, which I loved.
Okay.
Then Night School. Night School's a Tiffany Haddish, Kevin Hart movie. Smallfoot looks pretty adorable. It's Bigfoot as like a good guy from his perspective, finding a person in the mountains. A Smallfoot.
Little Women. Is that the one I've been hearing about from Greta Gerwig? That
it's
out.
I put it down there because it was on the list, but I haven't heard anything about it.
Greta Gerwig was making a Little Women with like ton of great actresses but I thought they just announced that. There's no way.
Yeah, there's no way that got done that fast. I know Lady Bird was good, but it wasn't. Here's the money, the actors, the script that fast.
Lynn says yes. Lynn says that's what that is. That blows my mind. If that's the Little, I thought that was just announced, but
maybe she was working on it in tandem with Lady Bird. Like that can't have all happened. That would be the fastest production I've ever heard.
If she had finished with Lady Bird and Lynn says nope. There's a trailer for it. That's the one, Aaron. If she finished with Lady Bird and started working on Little Women fairly quickly, she'd have it done by now. I just didn't realize she had been working on it, because you got to realize, movies wrap like
Right.
a year or more before they, see release. So, oh wait, Lynn says she was wrong. She says, oh wait, no, it's not. Leah
So now
Thompson won.
it's a what?
Leah Thompson. Okay, that makes me feel better, because I felt like they just announced that they were doing that. Like, I didn't even think they were shooting yet. So
I was gonna say what I have learned in recent few months to a year is that movies take much longer than people think, not
Oh, yes.
shorter. So that was
yes.
going to be very surprising to me.
Well, it's a good. I mean, September generally, I do some traveling in September, so I think there will be one weekend coming up where I won't have a review. And then on Sift Pop, we're going to be talking Disenchantment that week. We're going to do we'll do a Sift Swift on Disenchantment. My brother's going to join for that. And then this next week on Sift Swift, we're going to talk, or not Sift Swift, on Sift Pop, we're going to talk about the TV awards. We're doing the Sift Pop TV awards.
Oh, cool.
So yeah. So I know September is just, there's nothing really, even the award stuff hasn't started, coming out yet, and the summer's done, and September's awful. September is, I think, even worse than January now, but that's just me.
Yeah, because I think January has turned it around in the past 2 years. There's been some decent ones that have come out there. Yeah,
Yep.
Sift Pop kept me company this weekend. My wife was working at the hospital on Sunday, and I had to clean our whole place by myself, and so I binged like Crazy Rich Asians, Black Klansmen, and I think another one. But
yeah, it was funny. I was loading up the video to do this, and the YouTube has started giving different stats for your videos and stuff. And my views on my Crazy Rich Asians review said like up 300% or whatever. I was like, what? So I think people are really interested in that one.
No, they really are. Yeah.
I almost have like 1,000 views on that video. I just put it up on like Saturday, which is a bunch for me. I usually top out around 300. So.
Yeah, I'm glad that's picked up steam. It's made a lot of money, and they've already announced the second one. At first, I was like, why are you doing this? You're going to just try to grind it out for money. But apparently, it was a trilogy for the book, so it's got a good basis still.
Yeah. Yep. Well, there we go. Is that it?
That's it. That's all I got.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, and thank you for your support. It's much appreciated. Lynn, thanks for hanging out in the chat. And to anybody else who was hanging out and didn't chat, that's great too. Feel free to connect in the comments to this. If you're a supporter, I would love to make sure I answer your questions every month, kind of keep up to date. Lynn says, hey, Aaron, I'm curious, did you happen to read the Wikipedia for the Crazy Rich Asians novel after seeing the movie? No, I did not. I did read some articles. I wanted to really kind of brush up on some of the cultural things I may have missed, not being an Asian myself. So I did read some stuff like that. But no, I didn't read about the novel.
You cracked me up on Sift Pop when you talked about not understanding the game at all, because you exactly described my experience. I was sitting there like, I don't know what's happening. And then either you or Andrew thought she won, the other one thought she lost. Me and my wife did the same thing. One thought she won, the other one thought she lost. I was like, I don't know what's happening. So
yeah, but you still got it, right? Like you kind of understood
yeah.
the power dynamic of what was going on. And I wasn't 100% sure, but I was pretty sure based on the symmetry of what was going on in the movie and how that related to the game. That's why I was pretty sure how it was, and then it was confirmed when I looked it up. But there's some really neat symbolism in that you'd never be aware of unless you played the game and understood the culture and that kind of stuff. So
yeah, it was that little bits that they put in that movie and the whole callback to the game theory that I'm calling it the best rom-com of the century, which is only 18 years. But
right, yeah. So. It's quite possible I would agree with you on that. Yeah, I love the symmetry of it. I love the beginning. She was all in with nothing, and at the end, she was all out with everything.
I didn't think about that till you said it. Like yes.
It's perfect. It's perfect. So yeah, so there you go. Thank you again. Appreciate you. We'll be back. These are kind of shifting more to later in the month and the beginning of the month. Just kind of keep your eyes peeled, and we'll hit a Monday sometime in September. I'm definitely gone next Monday and the Monday after that, so it'll at least be the third Monday of September. But we'll let you know, and we'll hang out then. Bye, everybody.